is Francisco Landauer to get the money.
Tackle.
Uruguay fly half and that ball taken on the edge of the Kenyan 22. Klein Omakulu carries into contact. And then Patrick Wainaina, the scrum half, takes on kicking duties himself, allowed to bounce by Icaro Amarillo. Tries to evade the clutches of the Kenyan chaser.
Release, tackle!
Good footwork by the Uruguayan to avoid losing his head, I think.
Use
there.
it! Use!
The referee encouraging Uruguay to use the ball as Pedro Hoblog just rolls that ball over the top of the breakdown. And James Olila waiting on a kind bounce at the back.
Move!
Uruguay on this occasion look to carry the ball back up over halfway. The tackle made by Bramwell Mate. They play now on the Kenyan 10-metre line. Uruguay look to reorganise themselves up to the left. Kenya perhaps expecting the ball to go to the right. Felipe Pick the carry up over the Kenyan 10-metre line. Ball just shifted into the midfield, and Uruguay perhaps have a numbers mismatch on this right-hand side. The defence reorganised, that ball dislodged in the tackle. No knock on, but Pedro Hoblog has to tidy up. And Uruguay have lost some ground, still in possession.
Stay red. Use it.
As Thomas Sturla sets up the ruck, allowing Pedro Hoblog again send that ball high into the Edinburgh skies and tapped back by Santiago Gini. So still with Uruguay as Kenya try to reorganise their defence, but the first penalty of the match awarded to Kenya.
Captain, yeah, so the first one we have is a knock on, and then it's holding, so it will be a scrum against you. Okay? It's a scrum from the
Explaining to the two captains the decision there. You see the action and the penalty. The referee, I think, had awarded the penalty, but has been told by his assistant referee that there'd been a knock on first.
Yeah. Guys, let's go. On here.
Scrum of the game.
On here. Let's go.
Will be Uruguay ball. Looking to go one better this year, as we said in the build-up, beaten by Spain in last year's final. And unbeaten in 6 matches against African sides in the under-20 trophy. Front rows go down, but the referee happy for play to go on as Patrick Wainaina disrupts his opposite number at the base of the scrum. The referee playing a penalty advantage as Francisco Garialdi tries to run his way out of defence for Uruguay. Just to see Uruguay to set up for the kick that the referee had already indicated there was no advantage. Second scrum of the match. The first one, front rows went down, but referee Ethan Glass happy for play to go on. Patrick White getting the better of his opposite number, Pedro Hoblog. Uruguay is looking to nudge on at that scrum. The referee playing an advantage. Ball pulled back by Alfonso Perillo. This Kenyan defence racing up. Still with Uruguay. Ball put through, this just about the bounce of the ball. Doesn't quite bounce up into the hands of Francisco Garialdi. Well, there was an opportunity there for Uruguay. The Referee explaining advantage was over in his eyes.
Advantage over.
Uruguay were probably expecting to come back
You're on here.
for the penalty at the scrum, having gone little more than about 12 metres. Instead, we'll have a line out over the far side, so Bramwell Mate, his first throw in. And that's challenged by Uruguay, but Eugene Itali takes the ball down at the first time of asking.
Use.
Patrick Wainaina
Use it.
rolling the ball back through the legs of the Caterpillar,
I'll stay.
and sends that ball long as Icaro Amarillo races forward to take that one and gets the hands free. Nice offload by Amarillo. Kenyan defence flying up though, forcing Uruguay back. This time it's Francisco Landauer, lifted up by Philip Okeo.
Ball release.
Ball goes loose, snapped up by Alfonso Perillo. Again, a loud blast in the whistle of referee Ethan Glass. Kenya, that's just a little over-eager there. Really harrying Uruguay every time they have the ball, giving them time to breathe. Chance here for Francisco Landauer to set up a position inside the 22. Well, doesn't get his angles right, but it's been knocked on by Brian Kiptanui. Unfortunate for the Kenyan left wing.
Tackling that last one.
Landauer not quite getting his angles right there. Rather than a line out, we'll have a scrum inside the Kenyan 22.
No, boots. Okay? Okay, he needs to change his boots. Just one for you. I need you to bring your feet up a little bit more. Okay. My feet? Yeah. You're going too far back, which is always going to finish you.
Referee just explaining to Santiago Martarin. His feet up a little bit more under him.
That's what I was told as well. So.
Scrums, the first two a little untidy. Uruguay appearing to have the upper hand. Perhaps the reason for the change of footwear. One of the Kenyan front row players down in front of my commentary position. It's a chance for both teams to take on some water. I don't suppose they'll be struggling with the Scottish heat. Sizable support here. Edinburgh's Hive Stadium. First two matches of the day expected to fill up rather more for our third match when Scotland take on Samoa.
Okay, all good? Everybody here? There's your mark.
That match kicking off at 5:15. Join Dale Clancy and Lee Jones just after 5 o'clock for the build-up to that one. For now, we're still awaiting our first score of the game, 0-0 after 8 minutes in this first Pool B match. Great attacking position here for Uruguay. They'd hoped for a line out, instead they have a scrum. Asked to play the ball away, Pedro Hoblog out into the midfield, and a short pass from Alfonso Perillo, chopped down by the Kenyan defence. Now they look to go a little wider again. Kenyan defenders racing out the line. Dancing footwork of Santiago Terra. And the charge through the forward. Referee again playing an advantage as Benjamin Barazas crashes into contact. 10 metres away now from the try line. Numbers across to this side of the pitch again. Icaro Amarillo with the carry. Faint to throw the pass. This time it's Alfonso Perillo, the inside centre. The Kenyan defence looking
Keep pushing, push.
well organised for now. As the tackle's made by Klein Omakulu. Slow ball this time, so Uruguay will just pick and go. Just happy to make an inch or two at a time. The front row now, referee again playing another advantage. pass just to shift the point of contact. Again, the Kenyan defence up to the task, but there could be space out wide as the fullback comes into the line, throws the pass. Kenya somehow managed to shut that one down. Uruguay with the outstretched arm, and the try has been awarded. It's Pedro Hoblog, the scrum half, who stretched out, dotted the ball down. You can see there the pass over the top by Icaro Amarillo. Kenya defence getting across to shut that one down. But then as the defenders were distracted by the Uruguayan forwards, Pedro Hoblog sensed the gap, and the scrum half dives over for our opening try. Conversion attempt unsuccessful by Icaro Amarillo. 10 minutes played here at Hive Stadium. It's Uruguay 5, Kenya 0.
Time we run.
Jackson Siketi with a high restart, perhaps just slightly too far, and the mark called. So another one of the law trials which you mentioned in our first game. You can call for a mark anywhere on the pitch from a restart.
You can. It's new. Now you know. Yeah.
The referee just explaining. I think the Kenyans perhaps
Kenya,
unaware of that.
Here. You're going. Here.
Ball thumped up Uruguay's left touchline, and Kenya will have a throw in the opposition 10 metre line. Just goes too long, and it's snapped up by Thomas Sturla. Uruguay need to shift the ball wide. It's good hands, but an equally good tackle by James Olila. Stop Uruguay just on their side of halfway. Back to the forwards. Nice tip pass. Again, the Kenya defence coming forward. Solid tackle made. Forced Uruguay again to go to the boot. Try scorer Hoblog. Again, gets good height, good distance on that one, and this time Brian Kiptanui as well to take that ball on the run. Uruguay contesting at the breakdown. Kenya managed to get that ball away to the forwards. Wycliffe Aguto. Again, Uruguay from the kick. Francisco Landauer weighing up his options. Decides to keep ball in hand. Then Santiago Terra sees space in behind, and the long kick chased by Terra. Well, good work in the end by Jackson Siketi. Under pressure from the Uruguayan left wing. Doesn't get huge distance on his kick, so Santiago Terra coming out the better of that particular kicking duel. Another look at that there. Jackson Siketi just waiting on a favourable bounce. Good footwork to evade the clutches of Santiago Terra, but then without much angle to play with. And get the ball far up the right touchline. And then from the line out, Franco Bertini, the Uruguayan captain, and then Alfonso Perillo with the angle, looks to free the arms. That ball has been knocked back by Kenya. I think the referee will want a word with his assistant referee. I think we'll have a look at that again. The referee doesn't have the benefit of another look on the screen here. We will see that again here.
Okay guys, let's go.
Uruguay played out to Alfonso Perillo, threw the ball infield. Initially came back off the hands of one of the Kenyan players, but then it was knocked on, well twice in fact, by Uruguay. I think knocked on from the initial pass and then knocked on over the line, so correct decision by the referee. Uruguay going close to their second try. Still just that one score. Pedro Hoblog, 10 minutes into the match. Patrick Wainaina with the clearing kick, just as far as the Kenyan 10-metre line. That's a big tackle again by James Olila.
Tackle, release! Use!
Uruguay go out behind the forwards again, trying to find space in the wide channels, and again going through tackles. Eventually dragged down just on the Kenyan 22. Good footwork by the forwards, solid tackle by Eugene Natali.
Tackle, all release now. Push.
It's Uruguay once more inside the 22, and this time it's the turn of Benjamin Barazas. The big second row makes 2 or 3 more metres. Referee again playing an advantage. Pedro Hoblog goes to the left. It's good quick hands by Uruguay. He'll be stopped just short, and that's been turned into a maul. Uruguay try and drive that ball over the line, but unable to do so, so it would have been turnover ball. Good work by Kenya, but no advantage accruing from the penalty.
Good. Here. Thank you. Number 2, red, not rolling away.
And Bramwell Mate, the guilty party, not rolling away at the breakdown.
Yep. Points.
Uruguay opting to go for the posts, just too tempting right out in front. Kenya happy to throw defenders out of the line, racing out and causing Uruguay problems, perhaps also leaving spaces on occasion. Chance here for Icaro Amarillo, the Uruguay fullback, to extend his side's lead, and the flags go up, and Uruguay lead by 8 points to 0.
Number 2, you must be careful. You must side to side all the way, okay? Okay, Kenya, let's go.
It's been a competitive opening 16 minutes here at Hive Stadium. Uruguay with the upper hand. One try and one penalty kick. Pedro Hoblog, the try scorer, sends that ball low towards James Olila. Flips the ball across field, taken above his head by Jackson Seketi. Looks looking for a 50-22, didn't get the angles right, picked up by his opposite number, Francisco Landauer. Again puts boot to ball. Daniel Bett had to reach for that. Safe hands, taken down by Alfonso Perillo on the Uruguay 10-metre line. Strong carry by the forwards, and then the ball whipped out. That bounces up nicely, and there could be space here, and away goes Brian Kiptanui. Looks to go on the outside of Francesco Garialdi. Uruguay right wing
Counter ruck, play on.
up to the task, and that's been won by Uruguay. Benjamin Barazas hit hard. Kenya making a nuisance of themselves at the breakdown. As Hoblog has to hurry that ball away, doesn't bound kindly. James Olila eventually picks that ball up. Again, looking for space in behind. Perhaps once more looking for a 50-22, but just bounced into touch midway between the Uruguay 22 and 10-metre line.
Kenya, here. Uruguay numbers for them, please. 5.
Just to see that ball beating Daniel Bett into touch.
Guys, one receiver only, please.
Thomas Sturla with the throw into the line out. Kenya went up, but it was won by the captain, Franco Bertini. And Uruguay forwards pile in taken down illegally by Kenya, so again Uruguay with the penalty advantage. Prevented from going wide as the Kenyan midfield defence raced up, forced to go off to the left instead.
Back here.
The referee goes back to
Time off.
the penalty. Time off, I think, wants a word with the Kenyan captain.
Okay, you must watch your discipline. Okay, this is now the third penalty. We have 2 for not rolling and now Maul collapsed by number 5. You must be careful, okay?
Edmund Onyango, told in no uncertain terms that side have to be a bit more careful. 3 quick-fire penalties. You can see that Kenya defence racing up. Philip Okeo, Mike Wamalwa and Brian Kiptanui trying to cut off the options for Uruguay out wide.
6, okay, here.
Another Uruguay line out this way between the Kenya 22 and 10 metre line, taken by Andy Kolomolo.
Once used now!
As Uruguay set up the ball now, another law trial. You don't get a second chance at the ball. Once it's stopped, you'll be asked to play away by the referee. And again, the speed of that Kenya defence, giving Uruguay any time or space. And they forced a knock on by Icaro Amarillo.
Okay, 15. All good. I'll give you in 1 second. It's going to be here. Ready? Guys, let's go.
Kenya haven't had much ball to play with thus far in attack, and of course they've conceded a try on a penalty kick. They have looked strong in defence. Causing Uruguay problems just with the speed that they're coming up. And a chance here for Kenya inside their own half from the scrum. Patrick Wainaina feeds the ball. Edo Kuta, the number 8, picks up, feeds the ball to his scrum half, and then out into the wide channels. Injection of pace by James Alila up over the Uruguay 10 metre line.
Oh, hey, calm down. He's not going anywhere, he's getting up. He's not going anywhere.
Well, I think knocked on and then perhaps picked up by one of the Kenyan players in front. We'll have another look at that in a second, but either way the penalty goes the way of Uruguay. Kenya looking dangerous though down that right touch line. Look at it here, the ball, it was knocked on, yes, and then picked up by James Alila in front of the knock on. I don't think he knew much about that, hence the question to the referee. Correct decision by Ethan Glass, Swiss referee. And again, Francisco Gala, the target in the Uruguay line out, unable to take that cleanly.
Stay.
Tidied up
Good work
by the forwards.
Use now.
And Hoblog now, the try scorer, will again take on kicking duties, this time with a bit more height. Taken well at the back by Kenya. Well, they know where the space is across in this left touch line. And Kolamola with the carry, and then Patrick Wainaina, quick ball. It's knocked on again though. So unfortunate there for Kenya. They realised where the space was from the kick. Just couldn't quite get the ball out there. It's been a competitive opening 22 minutes. Uruguay leading 8 points to 0. Pedro Hoblog try after 10 minutes. And then the penalty kick by Icaro Amarillo. The only scores so far.
Crouch.
Well, Uruguay have had the advantage at scrum time. Perhaps look to milk a penalty as the first option here. That's a better scrum by Kenya, asked to use it.
9, offside.
Well, Patrick Wainaina just a little over-eager as Philip Bowles picked up, looked to feed Pedro Hoblog. And Patrick Wainaina just creeping too far forward. You can see the ball there at the base of the scrum, and Wainaina is too far. That another loose kick. And that is a good reply by Kenya. And James Olila, the fullback, makes good ground there up the left-hand touchline. It will be a Uruguay throw play all the way up now on the Uruguay 10-metre line. Thomas Sturla.
No contest.
Again goes to Franco Bertini, the captain. The ball not straight, you can hear the referee explaining there was no contest, so another of our law trials here. If the throw into line out is not straight but there is no contest, the opposition team in other words don't go up to compete, it doesn't matter and play will go on. However, we can't play on for a knock-on. Lost by Uruguay, so another chance for Kenya from the scrum. They were under pressure in the first 2 or 3 scrums of the game. The last one, they looked somewhat stronger. Kenya winning the Rugby Africa Under-20 Barthes Trophy in Harare back in April to claim the African region place in the Under-20 trophy. As we said earlier, Uruguay unbeaten in 6 matches against African sides in the Under-20 trophy. They know they're in a game here, leading by 8 points to 0. They've certainly not had it all their own way. And Kenya off to the left. James Olila again has looked dangerous. Driven to deck by Pedro Hoblog. High tackle though, so referee playing a penalty advantage. Klein Omakulu this time with the carry.
And you have advantage.
Wycliffe Aguto to wait for that ball. Still playing an advantage. Jackson Siketi looks for space in behind. No advantage coming the way of Kenya from the penalty.
High tackle Uruguay.
High tackle, it was Pedro Hoblog as he tried to bring down the dangerous fullback James Olila. A chance for Kenya now to make their way into the 22. See a carry there by Klein Omakulu. Well, that's a great kick by Siketi. Couldn't have gone any closer to the Uruguay try line there. Bramwell mate. The line out 5 metres from the Uruguay try line. It goes to the middle, that's been taken down well. It'll be fed back into the hands of the hooker. It's gone to deck. The referee playing advantage here, so Kenya can roll the dice. Thomas Sturla, the guilty party. So Kenya will have another go. Again, just stabbed into touch. So again, we'll have a repeat of the line out. Kenya didn't quite get their maul set at the first time of asking. Movement in the line out, taken at the back, not quite as was intended. In fact, it's been stolen by Benjamin Barazas for Uruguay.
And use it now!
Ball sent off downfield, but will stay in the field of play. Jackson Siketi whips the ball wide again to James Olila. And space in front of him. Shut down quickly by Alfonso Perillo. Here come Kenya again, this time through Andy Kolomolo, just on the edge of the Uruguay 22. Patrick Wainaina hit head high, but I think was falling into that. The referee says play on. Ball goes loose, again hacked off downfield. knocked on by Kenya. So 2 opportunities from the line out. We were given a masterclass by Japan in our first game, how to set up a line out maul. Kenya, on both occasions, they're unable to quite get it right.
Guys, I'll give you the mark in a sec.
Another look here as Kenya look to keep the ball alive. Eugene Itali just unable to find Andy Cole Amolo. Kenyans have certainly been competitive in the opening 28 minutes, yet to get on the scoreboard. Camped down in the Uruguay 22.
Bind. Set. 9, no. Stay there. Stay there.
Uruguay play away from the scrum just to set up a better angle for Hoblog for the kick. Well, it goes back to the forwards. Looking to get closer to the Uruguay right-hand touchline. And again, Hoblog just hooks that ball over the top of the breakdown. It stays in the field of play. Brian Kiptanui waiting for the bounce. Again, goes to James Ololo. Sends that ball skyward. Looks to chase his own kick. Knocked on by Francisco Gala. So Kenya with the knock-on advantage. Space numbers out to the right-hand side. And Jackson Siketi did well to take that ball above his head and keep the ball moving. It's still with Kenya, just on the Uruguay side of halfway. Forwards backing into contact, but still no advantage. We'll come back for the scrum, but Kenya going through a good spell here. See more of the ball.
No, the ball was up.
Into the last 10 minutes of this first half.
No. You would
First game in Pool B.
Yeah, for the moment we start very solid.
In the World Rugby Under-20 trophy.
Is that the end? Here we go. 9. You need to be quiet during the scrum, okay? Otherwise they're not going to hear me.
So options both sides here for Kenya. 2 players standing directly behind the scrum who could go either way. And then 2 players either side.
And you.
Patrick Wainaina dummies to the left and then goes to the right. That's done enough to throw the Uruguay defence, and off goes Mike Wamalwa up into the 22. Wamalwa still going, ball knocked on. Opportunity lost. It was the movement at the scrum as the 2 players raced to the left. Patrick Wainaina went to the right, and Mike Wamalwa ghosted his way through a gap. The outside centre fended off Hoblog, skipping his way through tackles, and as he tried to free the ball, knocked on by Patrick Wainaina. And another chance goes a-begging for Kenya, but they really have grown into this game in the last 10 minutes.
Guys, 5 metres. Kenya, 5 metres. 9. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Well, Kenya seemed to have come up with an answer to the Uruguay scrum. They were dominant in the first 2 or 3. Perhaps it was that change of footwear in the front row, but something has changed.
As it comes straight out. Guys, reset. Here we go.
We'll have another scrum. Still be Uruguay to put in. As they might have felt confident
Both of you.
15 minutes or so ago, and perhaps coming out with a penalty here. An easy exit. Kenya finding a way back at scrum time.
Crouch.
Wycliffe Oguto on this side of the scrum for Kenya up against Felipe Pick. It was Oguto who changed his footwear after the first 2 or 3 scrums.
9, stay there, stay there.
Pressure comes on from Oguto. Uruguay play away, and then
No red.
Alfonso Perillo slipping into contact.
And 9.
Uruguay happy to
back,
play another phase again, just to set up a better kicking angle for Pedro Hoblog. Well, they're looking to run the ball from under the shadow of their own posts. Adventurous stuff here from Uruguay. Francisco Garialdi cuts back in field, driven to deck just outside the Uruguay 22. Francisco Landauer. Perillo again. He's been strong with ball in hand.
No hands!
But ball for Hoblog. Well, it's eventually comes out, disrupted. And Philip Bowles has to come in and play scrum half. Again, strong carry by Landauer. And Uruguay take play up to almost halfway. Ball pulled out the back. Again, trying to get the ball wide, but you can see that midfield defence by Kenya once again racing up, cutting off the wide option for Uruguay. Down the blind side they go again through Thomas Sturla.
High tackle.
Another high tackle. Penalty awarded to Uruguay, who have survived an onslaught by Kenya in the last 10 minutes. Scoreline still 8-0. An early try by Pedro Hoblog. And the penalty by Icaro Amarillo in the 15-minute mark. Got another 20 minutes without either side scoring.
13 more.
You can see the high tackle there by Mike Wamalwa. Player down from both sides. The Kenyan players looking a little uncomfortable. Daniel Bett, hopefully back on his feet. 6 minutes to go till half time here. Reminder, we've already seen Japan get off to the best possible start, 105 points to 20 winners against Hong Kong. China still to come. Scotland against Samoa at 5:30. Dale Clancy already here alongside me, enjoying the action. And then the Netherlands against USA to round off our evening here on day one of the World Rugby Under-20 trophy.
3. Good. Time back on.
One of the favourites here in action, Uruguay.
Kenya.
Not getting everything their own way in this first half.
On the line.
Both players thankfully seem to be okay. Get back to the action.
On the line. Uruguay. In 5. Advantage for side.
Uruguay all charging forward. The referee playing an advantage up into the 22 now. Surely they can't go the whole way. Still going forward. Kenyan defence splintering. Eventually stop the maul 5 or 6 metres out. The referee says advantage over as Alfonso Perillo takes the ball into contact. What a drive by the Uruguay pack. Looking for their second try. Out it comes to Landauer. There's space out wide. And it's the fullback Icaro Amarillo. Tried to get the hands free, tried to go himself, couldn't quite get there. Hoblog looks for his second try. Just a metre away as Okeo makes the tackle.
Back.
The forwards will keep things tight now as they pick and go.
Hands up.
Slow ball here as the Uruguay pack set themselves for another drive. Kenya defence strung across their own goal line. Another pick and go. Solid defence by Kenya. Desperate to keep Uruguay out. There's space off to the right. Uruguay have seen it. Still looking to keep things tight.
Bandage offside.
They had an opportunity as Santiago Gini came racing round the side of the breakdown. Philip Bowles, the number 8. His referee plays another advantage. And the ball comes out on the Kenyan side. A loud blast on the whistle, the referee. And I think one of the Kenyans may well be in trouble.
Okay, we have offside penalty here. Look at where we are. The next one. Okay.
So Kenya still with their full complement of 15 for now, given a final warning. The next penalty, and they will lose a player to the sin bin. Uruguay, when the players look back at that
9, let's go.
on the replay, they'll be disappointed they didn't see the run of Santiago Gini round the side of the breakdown. There's a huge space on the Kenyan left flank.
We always need a mark, boys.
And Santiago Gini was alert to it. Its forwards
Remember, you guys
preferred to keep the ball tight and ultimately didn't get themselves over the try line. However, another chance here from the scrum. Pedro Hoblog feeds the ball. Philip Bowles, the number 8, has the option to come right, but Hoblog instead goes to the left and to the powerful Alfonso Perillo. Stopped just short. Well, no, the referee has awarded the try, and it is Alfonso Perillo. Almost impossible to defend. The referee just explaining that the Uruguay inside centre was stopped just short, but was allowed to reach out. One dynamic movement, and that ball dotted down over the Kenya try line. And it's the impressive inside centre Alfonso Perillo who scores Uruguay's second try. And Di Caro Amarillo successful with the conversion from right in front of the posts. And with little over a minute to play to half time, it's Uruguay 15, Kenya 0. Kenya looking to take something from this first half. A shorter restart, looking to contest. Taken well by Hoblog.
Tackle, please!
Juan Manuel Dota just setting up the position for Hoblog to kick to touch.
Stop.
Again, opts to keep that ball in the field of play as Mike Wamalwa races forward onto that. Beats his opposite number, Santiago Gini.
No.
Charges into contact. Wainana weighs up the options both ways, goes to the right. Lila in at first receiver, Jackson Siketi with the pass out wide. Uruguay defence racing across, that ball's come out the back, doesn't bounce kindly, or that could have been danger for Kenya. And with that, the referee Ethan Glass blows for half time. Well, a very entertaining first half. The scoreline doesn't quite tell the whole story, because Kenya were certainly competitive, unable to get themselves across the try line, but grew into the game and a very good 10 or 15 minute spell. But it was Uruguay with 2 tries, one of which was converted, and a penalty. And they lead at half time in this second match of the full story of that first half. Kenya just not able to finish off the opportunities they had.
Captain Edmund,
looked strong in defence.
Remember, you're still on a warning, okay? Okay.
Created 2 or 3 opportunities.
Go left or right.
Kenya to kick off this second half.
Franco, captain.
Through Jackson Siketi.
Edmund, good. Now we're on red.
Referee Ethan Glass blows the whistle to get the second half underway. And that's taken by Icaro Amarillo.
Tackler!
A Uruguay fullback. Kicked 5 points in the first half.
Yes! Taken back.
Comes to Francisco Gala as Uruguay look to set up the position for Pedro Hoblog to clear. In fact, gives the ball back to his fullback Icaro Amarillo. Ball stays in the field of play.
Push back.
So the first attacking opportunity of this second half goes to Kenya. Referee playing an advantage for offside as Siketi takes the ball to the line and whips it out into the midfield. Still Kenya in possession. This time Andy Cole Amola. Kenya playing with pace here. Driven back though by Uruguay. Ball goes loose. The referee says no advantage coming. And the penalty over on the far side of the pitch.
Number 2, offside.
Kenya will feel they need to be the first side to score in the second half.
Goal.
In fact, they just indicated to the referee that they will attempt to go for goal.
No drop kick.
Most straightforward of kicks, just slightly to the left, but it's 45 metres out on the angle. Jackson Siketi, fly half, lining this one up. It's not much of a run up. He's going to take 2 steps and hammer this. Takes his time. Hammer it. He does. Has that quite got the legs? It stops short.
Franco, stop. Franco.
That clearance kick by Uruguay is coming off the outside of the boot.
You can't keep moving forward in kicks, okay?
So Kenya yet to get themselves on the scoreboard.
I will give you one.
Penalty attempt.
Give me 1 second. Okay?
Dropping just short. Chance now from the line out. Can't be taken cleanly. That's been knocked on. Tidied up by Philip Bowles for Uruguay. Ball pulled back by Santiago Martarin.
Knock on there. Come back.
Uruguay
in the line out on the 50.
look to play on, but the referee saying no advantage. Knocked on by both sides, so unfortunate for Kenya.
Okay guys, let's go.
Tally, I think the man unable to take that in the middle of the line out. As Francisco Landauer trying to ghost his way through a gap, ball lost again.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
First scrum of the second half. Uruguay dominant in the first few scrums of the game. Kenya seemed to find a response. Uruguay play that ball away into the midfield, then awarded a penalty. No release by the tackler. An easy exit here for Uruguay. Frustrating for Kenya. Chance here for Uruguay. Take play back inside the Kenyan half, looking to go quickly, but of course the penalty, that will be a Uruguay throw.
Use your mark.
Thomas Sturla. Discussion with Pedro Hoblog in scrum half as to what's happening here. 6+1 line out for Uruguay with Juan Manuel Dota standing at scrum half. When it comes to Dota, we've already seen the power of the Uruguay line-out drive, but
then into your own man, scrum.
That ball was transferred back and then knocked on into another Uruguay player in front. So Uruguay are able to profit from that situation. Possession handed back to Kenya. Patrick Wainaina to feed the scrum.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Chip over the top by Siketi.
Nope.
It's been tidied up by Uruguay, and away goes Francisco Garialdi up to the Kenyan 10-metre line.
No!
Gain options both ways. Kenya come round and tried to steal that ball. Play goes on. Alfonso Perillo, one score in the first half, charges into the 22, the inside centre, carried on by the forwards. And a great position here now for Uruguay. Philip Bowles now, the number 8, with the carry. Pick and go by Benjamin Barrazas.
No!
Slower ball here. The troops again massing for Uruguay. The forwards will keep this tight.
Stay.
Felipe Pick waiting, and his first receiver drives into solid contact to Kenyan defenders, and out they go to the left-hand side, and it's Alfonso Perillo lurking in space on the left wing, goes over for his second try. Again, the Kenya defence just sucked in around the breakdown, unaware of Alfonso Perillo as he made his way out to the left wing.
Time off.
Well, the referee has said time off, so there may be some discussion before this try is awarded.
Yes, sir. It's always the back foot. You mean on rucks or on the scrum? Second point. Okay. Yes.
Some uncertainty here. Just have another look at this. Uruguay is short, kicked out and thrown out to the left wing, where Alfonso Perillo, the inside centre, was lurking, and in fact that has been given as a forward pass. The assistant referee on this side in line with that one. So Uruguay still leading by 15 points to 0, denied their third try. Kenya scrum 5 metres out from their try line. Under pressure, no doubt, here from the Uruguay scrum.
Time off.
The referee not happy with something. Look at the disallowed try, where you can see from that angle there, our cameraman in perfect position, showing that was a forward pass.
Exactly. You okay?
And the Uruguay celebrations premature.
All good.
Denied their third try by forward pass, but good build-up work. Powerful carries through the forwards.
Time on.
Drawing in the Kenya defence. And Alfonso Perillo had to fight his way through considerable traffic for his try towards the end of the first half, finding himself in space on that occasion. Denied denied by a forward pass. Some treatment here to one or two of the players wanted to lose one of the Uruguay front row.
As long as it's a clear bind. It's number 5.
It's Benjamin Barazas, number 5.
Okay guys, let's go.
Who will leave the field of play, so enforced changes for Uruguay in the pack. A change by Kenya at half in the back division, with right wing Daniel Bett making way for Farhan Mutemi.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Here we go then, back to the scrum, and the ball comes from Wainaina. Manages to get that ball away from the base of a retreating scrum. Doesn't make a huge amount of ground. So Uruguay
Kenya, here.
have another go from the line out.
Here. Guys, can you come in, please? Come in.
From Sturla, waiting patiently, and the referee setting things up, goes long. That's a good throw by the hooker. And the ball fed back into the hands of Sturla.
Once used!
Well, the referee says once, which means you have to play away, no second opportunity. Again, the switch of play to the left-hand side, a loose pass, this time denying Santiago Terra the opportunity. The left wing starting off infield, raced into space
Here, go. Here, please.
on the left-hand side, but the loose pass by Pedro Hoblog.
Full line out.
Perhaps it was the timing of the run by Santiago Terra. Either way, Uruguay scrum half and left wing contriving to waste another opportunity. However, they will have another chance, a third
19.
attempt, as squint throw
9-2 and
by
3.
Kenya. Changes being made here
Scrum.
by Uruguay. Pedro Hoblog, Thomas Sturland, Santiago Martarin making way.
Sorry.
Rodolfo Arocena coming on in the front row.
Crouch!
Francisco Garcia
Bind.
coming on at hooker. Inaki Eduyaga on at scrum half. And his first task will be to feed the scrum. And it's picked up by number 8, Philip Bowles. Powerful carry
Advantage.
from the base. Referee again playing an advantage. Carried on by the second row. Still with the forwards, out to go a little wider. Felipe Pick this time. Good footwork.
Stay there.
Was a little wider, forces the Kenya defence to fold numbers round the corner. Still driving forward, Uruguay. Space out to the right, keeping things tight for now. He just that short pass. Held up short again by Kenya defence. Offside, so again the referee playing an advantage. Uruguay can roll the dice if they choose here. And Ake Oriyaga leaves it again for the forwards. Now the scrum half might opt to go wide. A long pass out to Santiago Gini. Cuts back inside. Good footwork by the outside centre. Rolled onto his back over the line and held up.
Time off. 12. Number 12.
Philip
Number 12.
Okeo,
You number 12.
I think, is in trouble here.
Number 12.
Referee
Okay. Offside. Yellow card.
puts his hand in his pocket, produces a yellow card. Offside, is too close to the try line.
Time on.
Kenya will
Offside.
play
12.
the next 10 minutes with 14 men already up against it, trailing by 15 points to 0. Half an hour left to play here, and defending a scrum just in the shadow of their own posts.
Time off. 9. You must be careful of offside. You must be at the back foot, okay? Good to go? Okay, time on. Yes, yes. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Here we go then, options both ways for Uruguay from the scrum. They'll go to the left, the fullback again, the long pass. Again, just untidy, landed at the feet of Santiago Terra, thrown forward. There's 3 chances in this left-hand corner for Uruguay. Just lacking the precision, clinical edge to finish those opportunities off. First outing, of course, of the competition.
Okay, Marcus here.
The score remains 15 points to 0. 52 minutes on the clock here at Thai Stadium.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Patrick Wainaina with the feed, and again he'll have to clear this ball from a retreating scrum. Well, it's picked up by number 8, Edokuta.
No!
To Edmund Onyango, the captain, and then kicked off downfield. Can be taken cleanly by Uruguay. And just rolls into touch for a throw into the line out for Kenya. Bramwell Mate,
Here. Blue, here.
the Kenyan hooker, looking to go quickly. 30-second time limit on the lineouts, another of the many law trials
I made you a mark.
here in this World Rugby Under 20 trophy.
I told you. Okay. Take a step over, thank you.
Accurate throw taken down by Andy Colomolo. Quickly shifted off to centre field.
No tackle.
Tackle.
Stay,
Kenyan
come
player
back,
able
move
to
back.
get back to his feet. And the ball sent skywards. Go quite far enough, not taken cleanly though by Inaka Uriaga. It's been snapped up by Kenya. James Olila up over the Uruguay 10-metre line. Quick ball. Nice pass. They tried to get the ball out wide. Edokuta, the number 8, now in possession. Edmund Onyango, the captain, involved, playing up now into the Uruguay 22. Can Kenya strike? Looking for the first score of the match. The referee playing an advantage. Darryl Oluok now. Wycliffe Oguto, the 2 props involved in the action. One of the Kenya players down around about halfway. So Kenya, the man in the sin bin, playing with 13 players here. The ball threaded through by Patrick Wainaina. Looking for a favourable bounce for James Olila. The referee blows for a penalty, no advantage coming, and we'll all take a breather here.
I know, that's why time is up. Mark me.
One of the Kenyan players down, just off to my left in the commentary position, around about halfway, and on comes the stretcher. Sad to see, but will be taking no further part in the game.
You just must be careful.
On come Brian Huya and Nathan Sindoli.
Yeah. Thank you.
Brian Huya coming on for Bramwell Mate, who we think is the man down injured. Hopefully nothing too serious.
Okay. Thank you. He's done it. 1 or 2. Guys, we're going to have
Eugene
to wait.
Itali making way for Nathan Sindoli in the second row.
It's a
Treatment
penalty,
there
so we will wait.
as well to Alfonso Perillo. It's been very prominent.
We wait.
12 jersey for Uruguay this afternoon.
Edmund? You're going for a scrum once he is off. Okay,
Thankfully,
but we just wait. Okay?
Bramwell mate back on his feet, able to walk to the sidelines. Stretcher not needed.
Then back on. Tackle without ball.
Limping seems to be a
It
leg
is a scrum,
injury
I guess.
of some sort.
Nice and easy. Here we go.
So Kenya back to 14 men. Philip Okeo, the inside centre, still in the sin bin. Another 6 minutes or so.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
And away they go from the scrum. That's a good carry. Looking 6 or 7 metres. The referee almost bulldozed over by one of the Kenya players. And it goes now to the captain, Edmund Onyango. Outside centre, Mike Wamalwa.
Stay here.
In among the forwards. Kenya keeping things tight for now.
Tackle!
Again making 2 or 3 metres. Out again. Well, it's outside centre. Mike Wamalma is determined to get himself over that try line, and he does. What a try by the Kenyan centre. Twice popped up close to the breakdown. Looking to make something happen for his side just when they needed it. And he powered his way through tackles over the try line. Again, just driving, spinning his way through contact over the try line, and Mike Wamalwa gets Kenya on to the score sheet 55 minutes into this match and gives them a real lifeline. A successful conversion. That's the 2 extra points. James Olila with the kick. With 23 minutes to play here at Hive Stadium. It's Uruguay 15, Kenya 7.
Can we run?
Enthusiastic Kenyan supporters down in front of the commentary position, given something to cheer about by their team.
Use!
It's Kenyan possession from the restart.
Knock on. Come back.
Ball knocked on though. Well, the referee was in
Knock
fact
on
playing an
first by
advantage.
blue,
It'd been
then by
knocked
red.
on first by Uruguay. So Kenya survive there. The last thing they want is to concede again, just as they've got themselves back into this game. More Kenyan substitutes warming up down to our left. Well, in fact, one of them is Philip Okeo, waiting end of his sin bin period. Outside Gaylord and Gassi will come on that loose head prop.
Bind! Set!
Referee not happy with that, so we'll reset the scrum.
Hey. Boys.
It's certainly not the walkover that we saw the first time, the only other time these two sides have met
Okay, time off.
in the competition back in July of 2019. Uruguay
I'm
63
here.
points
You
to
don't need
11
to-
winners
okay.
over Kenya that day.
I know.
15 points to 7
I'm here.
as we
Okay.
approach the final quarter of this game.
Guys, let's go.
The weather rather better for the second game of the day. So heavy showers
Time on.
in the earlier game. Japan beating Hong Kong China.
Boys, let's go.
5 points to 20.
Guys, we have too much
This one
space.
much more competitive.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Power comes on again from the Uruguay scrum, but another good pick-up from the base by Edo Kuta for Kenya. And then they put boot to ball. That's been partially charged down. So Uruguay now on the attack, centre field just outside the Kenya 22. Again looking to strike down this left flank. Santiago Gini takes the ball into contact. Captain Franco Bertini to make the tip-on pass, a long pass out into midfield. Inaki Odiyaga, replacement scrum half. Now there's space, there's numbers again down the left touchline. Across come the Kenya defence to shut that down inside the 22. Again it's there for Odiyaga. And again solid Kenya defence. Edo Kuta involved in the tackle, throwing their bodies into this. The referee playing an advantage though as Icaro Amarillo takes that ball into contact. Uruguay trying to shovel the ball out to the left wing. They know the space is there. Again Santiago Gini involved in the action. Bertini, the captain, and acting as scrum half. The referee will still be playing an advantage.
Still advantage 8 red.
Edo Yaga. And again it's scrum half, and out it goes. Santiago Gini determined
Push
to
back.
get himself over that try line. Third time he was involved in the action in this phase of play.
My fault. Can't continue. He's holding. Scrum.
The referee, I think, got himself in the way. Just to draw a halt to play.
Number 1. Go. Number 1. Sir, it's over. We're all the way down here. Franco. No,
Bertini asking the referee why they don't still have penalty advantage. The referee saying, well, you've gone too far downfield, so advantage is over. As Kenya make another change with Gaylord and Gassi coming on.
Where are we? You have a scrum. Yes. Okay, time on. Franco, work
Gusto
with me. I work with
Flangini
you.
there in the 22 jersey, also for Uruguay, another replacement. On at inside centre.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Early back.
Free kick from Uruguay scrum. Well, another one of the law trials we've mentioned.
No.
Is it from a free kick? You can no longer opt for a scrum, even if the
It's a
free
free
kick
kick.
came from the scrum. So Uruguay will have to come up with a different option here. Just encourage more open play. So instead of another scrum, or straight back to the action. There's Rodolfo Arocena, not long on the pitch, gets himself involved in the action again. The Uruguay forwards go to work out in front of the posts. Nice tip-on pass there from Bertini to Philip Bowles.
Stay.
Edo Yaga again hits Arocena coming round the corner, and now there could be space out wide. Well, Landauer dances back in field, looks to make his way over the try line himself, the fly half. Now there's space out there, and Uruguay again have somehow contrived to waste another opportunity.
Edmund,
They've had
you
so
have the
many
option. It
in the
was
second
knocked on.
half, mostly on this side of the
Have a
pitch.
scrum or a line-out?
That just needed
Line-out.
one better pass. Players lining up
Yep, stay
there,
there.
couldn't be taken by Bertini. I think he was perhaps wondering if he should give another pass.
Here.
They had Francisco Garialdi, the right wing outside him. Really, that should have been another score for Uruguay.
Well over.
Long pass over the top, or long
Hey,
throw
work
rather
hard.
by Kenya from the line out. Brave, but it worked. taken by Nathan Sindoli.
Stop.
Cleared off downfield, not the longest of kicks. Next play up to the Kenya 22.
Uruguay. Gents, on the line, please. Here you go. You must step over and look at the guy in the white shirt.
Kenya and got themselves back into the game. It just feels a little like they're holding on here for now, back up to their full complement of 15. And they need them now as Uruguay again marching towards the try line. An illegal entry at the ball. So Uruguay with a penalty advantage. Again looking to break up through the middle.
Tackle!
Shut down by the Kenya defence. Again, there's numbers up to the left, and charging round the corner comes Federico Lawler. And now they could be over. It's in the hands of Santiago Cagnoni, and Cagnoni goes over the replacement in the front row. That's more clinical by Uruguay inside the 22. There is the replacement, loose head prop Santiago Cagnoni, who powers his way over. As Uruguay carried hard inside the 22, made meters, put Kenya defence on the back foot, and then as numbers came round the corner, the power of Cagnoni enough to get over the try line for Uruguay's third try, the first score of this second half. They would no doubt feel under a bit of pressure after that Mike Wamalwa try for Kenya. They feel a little better now. That's not the best of kicks though, so unsuccessful conversion attempt, but Uruguay now lead by 20 points to 7. Two converted tries required by Kenya to win this game.
Let me run.
Certainly not beyond the realms of possibility with what we've seen from Kenya, just the one try so far, but as we said earlier, they very much have been competitive in this game. Feels for offside there as Nathan Sindoli appeared to get out the blocks a little too quickly.
Guys, move backwards.
Play goes on and it's thumped off downfield. Was into touch just right in front of the commentary position here. About 30 metres out from the Uruguay try line. So Brian Huya, throw not straight. I mentioned earlier one of the law trials here in this World Rugby Under 20 trophy. And one of them is the line Gwent. The opposition don't go up, play will go on. So we've seen an example of that earlier, but Uruguay did contest on that occasion. So the referee obliged to blow the whistle.
Crouch!
Scrum down, Uruguay feed.
Bind! Set!
Free kick again awarded at the scrum, which again we've already seen at the other end of the field. They no longer have the option to go for a scrum from the free kick. So Uruguay will opt to kick. Will they look to keep this infield? Gary Owen just slightly too far, but not taken cleanly by Jackson Siketi. No knock on and tidied up by Andy Kolomolo. Well, in fact, it was Ido Kuta, the number 8. Loose pass, bounces up kindly
Release!
For James Olila, the fullback. Kiro Amarillo desperately trying to wrestle that ball from the arms of Nathan Sindoli.
6 blue, high tackle.
A tackle by Juan Manuel Dota.
Edmund, on the scrum. The next one is penalty because that is 2 now, okay?
Loose kick there, doesn't find its way into touch. Francisco Landauer tried to send that down the left touchline. Does that come off one of the Kenya players, so it will be a Uruguay throw.
Kenya, here. Thank you.
Sure if you picked
Numbers
up over
10,
the
please.
referee's mic there as well.
How many is that?
Kenyan captain
6.
Edmund Onyang told that the next infringement at the scrum will be a penalty. There'll be 2 free kicks awarded.
I'm off. We
The
must
last
close
2
space.
scrums,
Space.
so the next one will be a penalty.
Too big.
A horrible kick by Kenya should have resulted in a line out
No contest.
for them.
5.
Up in the Uruguayan half has resulted instead in a line out for Uruguay around about the Kenya 10-metre line. And away they go. Francisco Landauer flicked away there to Augusto Flangini. Uruguay looking to pick up the pace here. Francisco Garcia, replacement hooker, now involved in the action. Play
That's a man!
now into the Kenya 22. Referee calling it's a maul. It's whether that ball is stuck in there and will come back out. Still driving towards the try line. It doesn't come out for Uruguay. So ultimately good defence by Kenya. Lost a huge amount of ground. Turned that into a maul.
Kenya number 1, Uruguay number 7.
Becomes unplayable. It's
Uruguay
turnover
7.
ball.
Kenya number 1. Number 1, substitution. Yeah.
Changes again for both sides. Francisco Gala making way. Uruguay open side flanker.
Pressure from your team.
Ian Nyandusi coming on in the front row. Darryl Oluo coming off.
Are you going to complain or are we going to keep playing? Okay, let's go. Yep. Let's go.
Slight break in play just to make those changes.
Time on. Let's go. New mark.
Some big numbers in that Uruguay pack now. They've brought on most of the replacement forwards. Francisco Garialdi with the 14 jersey on.
Bind.
Lurking.
Set.
Picked up at the base and the ball goes loose in the tackle. Referee says backwards, so Kenya feeling like they have to roll the here. The clock ticking down, only 8 minutes or so left, and then opting instead to kick from centre field a long way to the sideline. Patrick Wainaina. Let's get the ball into touch. Only 5 metres out from the try line. Perhaps not the best option for Kenya there. You can see what they're trying to do. They realise they need 2 converted tries to win this game. Looking to keep the ball in hand.
6.
Ended up just all a bit
Franco, you must be in. You can't have 2
panicky.
receivers.
It's a great opportunity here for Uruguay to kill this game off. The ball in the hands of Francisco Garcia, the replacement hooker, who plunges over the try line, and that will be enough for Uruguay in this particular game. From the line out, perfect attacking platform for Uruguay, all coming from the loose kick by Kenya. And it's the replacement hooker, Francisco Garcia, who goes over for his side's 4th try. See the ball lift at the front, handed back by Juan Manuel Dota to the hands of the hooker, Francisco Garcia. And the Kenyan defence just splintering, leaving the gap there for Garcia. The conversion just fading past the left hand upright by Icaro Amarillo. Score now, Uruguay 25, Kenya 7. Just over 6 minutes left to play, so that will be enough for Uruguay in this match. One of the favourites, beaten by Spain in the final last year. A late try by the Spaniards, winning that game 39-32, so Spain featuring this year in the World Rugby Under-20 Championship, not the prize for whoever here in Edinburgh. They start taken by Philip Bowles, the Uruguay number 8. Naki Hiroyaga uses the forwards, takes play another few metres infield. Ball scudded low along the ground. That's not a bad option. The wind just picking up here inside the Hive Stadium. I can't have imagined that kick would have gone anywhere near as far. He's standing back in the 22 with his hands on his hips, somewhat disbelievingly, wondering how on earth that kick ended up running dead at the other end of the field. Can't quite believe that. Just the
Kenya, number 5
from nowhere.
and number 6.
Let's see the orange posts just in the background of the shot there, just swaying left to right.
Okay. Perfect.
Perhaps means we're about to get another break here. But, either way, the upshot is that kick going dead at the other end of the field means we've got a scrum for Kenya inside the Uruguay 22.
Time is back on. Crunch! Bind! Set!
I suspect this will be too little, too late for Kenya, but they will look to strike from the scrum, holding firm for now. Played away by Benedict Mururi. Switch of play back to Andy Kolomolo. Makes good ground there. Quick ball here for Kenya. James Alila involved in the action there. Forwards just organising themselves, and Andy Kolomolo again with the carry. Losing ground here in the face of firm Uruguay defence, but awarded a penalty. No release at the breakdown.
Captain.
Penalty awarded to Kenya. Because it's a penalty, they can't opt for a scrum. As we said, you can't do that. Well, you don't have that option now in this tournament from a free kick.
Crouch!
So options both ways here for Kenya. Very difficult for Uruguay to defend this scrum. About 10 metres out. Centre field. Referee not happy again.
You must get a better bind. We reset.
Clock still ticking down. 2.5 minutes left.
Kenya, watch your weight, please. You must take the hit.
Ethan Glass, the referee, just making clear to both sets of front rows what's expected here.
Crouch! Bind!
Benedict Mururi
Set.
Replacement scrum half for Kenya. Feeds the ball in, pressure comes on from Uruguay. The referee gave Kenya time to try and get that ball clear, but unable to do so in the face of the Uruguay pack, driving them backwards. Penalty awarded to Uruguay. Scrum in the main has been dominant here this afternoon. That penalty, however, doesn't look like it will make its way into touch, as Patrick Wainana
Move back, move back.
tidies up at the back. That ball not making any distance at all. Nobody onside though.
That's wrecked in the
Says
tackle.
play on. It's been stolen though by Uruguay, so perhaps one last chance. Well, it's been turned over again. Just a little scrappy. Stolen this time by Santiago Cagnone. There's too many knock-ons in there. First by Uruguay.
Let's go.
You can see all being offloaded. I think that was Francisco Garcia trying to find Inaki Edoyaga. Replacement scrum half unable to catch that one, so we'll come back for the scrum, and this could well be the last action of the game as the clock ticks down. 40 seconds or so left. What can Kenya do here?
Crowd.
One try through Mike Wamalwa.
Bind. Set. Ball was out.
It's picked up by Kenya
And
on
release.
the scrum. Good work by Edo Kuta. Slung wide out to James Alila. That's looked dangerous at times, but given no space there by Uruguay defence. It's a solid tackle by Santiago Cagnone. Eddie Odiambo now with the carry. In come the hands from Uruguay, and they're awarded the penalty.
Time is over, okay?
The referee, Ethan Glass, apologies, indicating that time is up. And with that, Uruguay kick the ball into touch, and the referee blows for full time. Well, another entertaining game, our second of the day in the World Rugby Under-20 trophy. And Uruguay made to fight all the way, 25 points to 7. They won by,
I'm not
but
gone, yeah?
Kenya just never went away, just scoring that one try.
Yeah. Okay.
Perhaps if they'd been a little more clinical with their opportunities, but to be fair, Uruguay will feel they should have scored on 2 or 3 more occasions. One of the favourites in the competition negotiate their way through their first match of the tournament.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
The full-time score, Uruguay 25, Kenya 7.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Good, well done.
4 tries for Uruguay, just the one for Kenya. We'll look back over all the action in just a moment.